if I went back, I wouldn't change anything.
So you'd let the same thing happen. So you wouldn't go back to your younger self and give this advice that you're giving. You'd be.
I would take more. I'd maybe take more risks. Now, most people look at my life and think I take loads of risks.
It's really fun building a business. I've built 18 companies in my life, and I'm now on my 19th business. This one's a little bit different. This one is all about giving back. I want to build a platform that helps people start a business and grow a business. I'm 1 year in. I've spent £150,000 building this business, and I want to share with you the journey, what I've learned, and what I think is an incredible opportunity for anybody out there right now that wants to start a business. Now is the time to do it. So let me share with you what happened, how we did it, what we're doing, and what our plans are for the future, and see if in any way it can help you. I hope my story will inspire you, and maybe it will scare you, but at least it will show you what it's really like to build a business with purpose. Best bit of advice I can give you is don't buy an electric Mini. Having said that, also don't buy a Ferrari. If you really want to be rich in life, invest in assets, invest in things that make you happy. Cars are just things to get you around. So I don't drive a fancy car, and you'll find that real rich people don't. Come on, let's go. Right, we're off to Richmond in London now. So Connor, who's holding the camera right now, Talia, who's sitting behind me, who organises everything that we do at the Purposeful project. We're off to see Sonia, a fellow entrepreneur who has a podcast series. One of the tips I'll give you is if you want to build a podcast, or you want to build a brand, or you want to build a business, collaboration is key. And so I, of course, have my own podcast show, but I'm always up for supporting other people's podcast shows and contributing to their content and supporting the whole theory, of course, around collaboration that I love is more boats in the water rises. We all rise together. So that's what we're off to do today. We're off to Richmond in London to join Sonia on her podcast, which has a very similar theme to us. It's about entrepreneurship. It's about living your best life. And we'll put the links to her channel below. And we're going to show you behind the scenes of how someone else creates their podcast. And hopefully you'll get first look at some of the answers that I might be giving on how I started out in life and what motivates me and the kind of secrets, I guess, to being a successful entrepreneur and a happy person. So the key to going on someone else's podcast is research and listen to some of the podcasts you're about to go on. One thing though, personally, if you get sent questions in advance, I don't prep too much for that. I want to answer the question naturally as I get asked it. So sometimes I don't prep for the questions I'm asked. Just a small tip if you get on a podcast show to think about. It's you can see when people have prepared the answers. It's much more fun just to say what you're thinking in that moment. But let's see if it works. You can watch the interview and tell me.
Hi Simon.
Hi.
If you push the door, and then if you go through, there's another door, and then push the silver door.
Got it.
And I'll come down.
We'll see you in 2 hours because we're going to get all that wrong, but let's try. See you in a sec. Straight away. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We'll have a hug. I'm not even sure anymore. High five.
I'm okay with that. It's up to you.
So we're just about to jump on Sonia's show. So don't forget, links will be down below. And come and join us. Come and listen in. Get behind the scenes. thanks so much for taking the
It's
time.
lovely to be here and to be on the other side as well, isn't it?
It's a
and I've just
pleasure.
interviewed you as well.
Yeah,
so
I just love being on your show and really love your purpose, and so it's an honour for me to have you here too. So tell the audience that don't know you a little bit about who you are and your journey.
Yeah, well, Simon, where do I'll start from the beginning because that's a great place. So I'm a Geordie girl, born and bred northerner from Newcastle, a bit lippy, bit feisty to go with it. So majority of my life, I guess I would have labelled myself, which I hate labels, as a successful, career-driven woman. I was working in a fast-paced environment. I was in a man's world, the city, and I rose to the top. I was in sales. I was travelling all around the world, setting up businesses all around Europe and in the States. And you know what? I was successful. I thought I was successful. I had money, and to most people, I'd have the dream life, you know, beautiful flat, all the rest of it. And at the age of 40, like a cliche, I woke up and thought, what's it all for?
So the interview's finished. Just met Sonia for the first time. I've been chatting to her over Zoom for a while. So actually meeting someone in person, I feel free, like life is good. Sonia is a fascinating person, and what I really enjoyed about meeting her was how awake she is, how aware and honest she is. And if we can be honest with ourselves about where we are in life, just imagine what we can achieve. Becoming self-aware is the biggest gift you can give yourself. And I know myself, the day I understood my weaknesses and my strengths and went and found my purpose was when my life changed. Now we're going to go grab some lunch, and I've got a few more lessons I want to share with you before we wrap up today's vlog. Come on. Heading back now to our podcast studio and leaving Richmond, which is absolutely beautiful. And I'm just reflecting on the last year of building the Purposeful project. It has been incredible. As I mentioned earlier, we've spent £150,000 building up this network to bring value to people that want to start a business and make sure anyone starting a business doesn't feel alone doing it. I've enjoyed the process of building my personal brand. I've learned so much about that. So if any of you are interested in learning about building a personal brand, let me know. I've enjoyed getting verified on TikTok. It almost gives you validation, but having hundreds of thousands of people follow you on platforms like TikTok is a real experience. I've both been overwhelmed by the love and a little bit shocked by the hate. But you know, at the end of the day, I think when you put yourself out there, it's important to take the comments from others with a pinch of salt. I think that's probably a good life lesson. People will always have a comment on what you're doing and what you should be doing and how you should be doing it. And if you can dig into your own soul and figure that out, it doesn't matter if you're verified or not on social media. It doesn't matter if people give you negative comments, because you know yourself and what you're trying to achieve. And perhaps if you've got one thing from this blog today, is that £150,000 for me has been an investment in hopefully waking you up to the opportunity ahead of you. And although you might read about COVID or the AI and how all these things are going to make the world a very difficult place for people wanting to have an income and have a life, it is also an incredible opportunity to reinvent the world, and maybe you can be the person that reinvents it. So I hope you enjoyed today's video blog. I always enjoy putting these together, and if you need anything from us, please feel free to reach out via purposefulproject.com. If you need one-on-one mentorship from the world's most successful entrepreneurs, or you just want to listen in to a story of someone and how they actually did it in the real world, then check out our podcast. And finally, if you got any value from this blog or any of our content, give us a like, give us a comment, give us a share. And don't forget, if you do subscribe to platforms like our YouTube channel, to hit the alarm bell, because we go live pretty much every day sharing knowledge from myself as well as the entrepreneurial community part of our platform. So hit that alarm bell to make sure you get access to the live streams every single day. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you again on our next blog.